Yeah. Hey.
This person?
He got his earrings in and stuff like that. He don't be under dress code. Yeah, I'm mic'd up.
Hey, check. I love you.
I love you too, dog. I love you too, dog.
As Director of Player Development, you wear a lot of hats.
Absolutely.
But what is it about your personality that really makes this job work for you?
I definitely have to say I rely heavily on my time as a collegiate athlete, where I played football at Kentucky Wesleyan College, and then also too just my time coaching. I coached at the high school level, then I had a chance to coach at a couple of smaller universities here in the state of Florida before getting the opportunity to come to UCF and just take on this role of Director of Player Development.
And as a personal friend, I know that there's never just answering Smitty's question.
Absolutely not.
There's always a why, a follow-up, and that's a big part of why you're so successful in this role. But Manny, he's injured right now on the sidelines. I know that you had that follow-up question with him. So walk me through that conversation, because it really led to developing that relationship.
So seeing Manny this year with COVID has kind of caused me to think more about my job and the impact that I can have on everybody within our program. And Manny's injured. I see him. I say, hey, good morning, Manny. How you doing? How you doing, Smitty? I said, have you talked to your family? And he was like, you just have? Well, yeah, I have. You know what I mean? I said, okay, cool. So the next day I walked by and I said, hey, Manny, did you talk to your family again? He said, yes, I talked to my family in New Jersey and my family in Ghana. And I was like, dang, that's right. He's from Ghana, Africa. So maybe 3 or 4 days later, I let it just kind of marinate. I went up to Manny and I said, Manny, as a black African-American in today's society, right, like in this world, what is something about Africa that I should know that I don't know? And he looked at me smiling and was just like, it's rich and it's beautiful.
And Smitty, I'm gonna look into the camera for this one. He actually let us go into a room with him, Manny, and some of the other guys so that they could talk about that conversation and some more real-life issues that they deal with.
Your thoughts on the current state of the racial tension, the social and racial injustice in America? Because you, I think, kind of have similar viewpoints on where you're from. Originally, you didn't feel that tension. So just talk to me about that, like when you got here and what you felt.
Yeah, so living back home, I had no idea that people hated each other for like having different skin tones. Like, it still shocks me to this day. Like, I'm like, wait, we really don't get along because we have different skin pigment. Like, how does that even make sense? We all get up the same way, put on our pants the same way, walk the same way, so why are we looking at each other so different when we're all the same? We bleed the same, we're born the same, we're gonna die the same. So why are we hating each other for the difference of our skin color? It still blows my mind to this day.
Yeah, just back home, so like I said, like white people are kind of the minorities back home. So like really it's just me, my mom, my dad, and my 3 older brothers. But you know, we all play sports, so we were all like tight-knit within the community. My parents, they ran a youth football league. So I made all my best friends just playing sports growing up. And it's such a small island, like, you know, I call like all my best friends Samoans, Hawaiians, Asians, you know what I'm saying, from back home. Call each other Sole, which means bro. And just when I got up here, it's just different, you know, like you like drive to different states, there's still Confederate flags down south, like it's just different. But I feel like the young generation in America, like, I feel like it's not really like that. I feel like people kind of see eye to eye and they take a step back and try to put each other in someone else's shoes and see where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, and Greg came back home with me too. So I feel like he kind of got to see how we rock out back home compared to here. So,
I mean, like when I stepped off the plane, you know, they just treated me like I've been there my whole life. You know, like they actually knew me, knew where I was coming from, you know, and like, you know, everybody, they just showed so much love, you know, and just treated me like I was, you know, one of them, like I was family. And, you know, my parents being in law enforcement, my stepdad and my mom, and really my whole side of the family, my stepsister, stepbrother, you know, it's crazy because my mom, she actually didn't want me to twist my hair. So, and you know, it was kind of like
it wasn't a big deal, but I was kind of upset about it because I'm like, why can't I twist my hair? You know, later on, I found out, my sister told me that the reason my mom didn't want me to twist my hair is because she knows how people who have their hair twisted up and, you know, how dreads are stereotyped and how they're pointed out. And it made me feel bad because I was kind of like upset about about her not wanting me to twist my hair, but the whole time she was looking out for me. You know, I felt that like if me having my hair twisted is what's gonna make me like a bad guy, then like, you know, then like then what will make me a good guy? You know, because it's just my hair.
Yeah, it's kind of like hard to put myself in anyone's shoes. I can't put myself in Manny's, Smitty's, or, you know, Greg's shoes just because, you know, obviously my skin color. I'm not going to go through anything you guys go through when you guys get pulled over or anything like that. It's just the way it is. So I didn't know it bothered Greg. And, you know, Kenny was the one that checks in our group chat, you know, making conversation for it. Like, he said we should start talking about it. So I didn't realize, like, it bothered me watching the video. Like, I was angry, like, that should never happen. But, like, I didn't realize how badly it affected most of our teammates until we started talking about it. And I think it's a great job, from Kenny and Greg's perspective that we did talk about it, you know.
I went to go eat with Greg like a few weeks later at Bole, and, you know, I could just see it like in his face, like how it's affecting him. And, you know, like, I can try and put myself in his shoes, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I can't. You know, just like you said, it's hard to wrap your thoughts around it right now, even thinking back to it right now. So, like I said, I just feel like it's a few bad seeds making it all look bad. But really, there's good police officers out there, you know, like Greg's family is good people. So,
you know, Candy said there's just a couple of bad seeds that just make the whole group look bad. I don't think every cop is bad. I think they could have handled the situation better, you know, whether it was white, black, or indifferent. Each situation is different. So any type of brutality to me is unacceptable, whether you're white or black. It doesn't matter.
And then I feel kind of Greg, my dad's a retired police officer in Indianapolis, worked in narcotics, missing persons on the street, homicide, and just the one thing that I could think of is like there's a lot of different families that have that conversation, like with their children before they go out into the world, because obviously they care about them and they want them to come back. Sometimes that conversation is just a little bit different based on your upbringing and where you come from. And the one thing that my dad taught me is just be respectful, be mindful of every situation, be situational aware. And if we talk to the entire team and ask these questions to the entire team, we would get different answers from everybody. But the beauty of that is just bringing together, like how you mentioned, roommates, teammates, it's people from all different walks of life, and you guys come together for one common goal, right? But wanted to hit a positive note, like voting, right, Greg? So just recently, you had a team-wide initiative. You worked in connection with the Office of Student Athlete Welfare and Development to get our entire team registered to vote. Why was it so important for you to get everybody registered to vote on the team? And what's next?
One is important because, you know, basically what's going on in the world now. You know, we preach a lot how we want to see change. I think the quickest way to do that is, you know, empower ourselves through voting. And there was a lot of people on the team that wasn't registered to vote. They didn't even know, like, what they're voting for or things like that. They don't know. You know, they just didn't know. They wasn't educated. So my first step was, you know, just getting them registered. You know, because if you're registered, then when it comes time to vote, you know, just allowing them that opportunity to go out there and giving them that chance to educate themselves, and then when it comes time to vote, that they have the opportunity to do it.
I think a lot of people feel like you guys are football players, you're students, but they missed out on the fact that you guys are young men who have a voice, who have a platform, and taking time to just come in and have this real conversation for other people to see it, hopefully sheds light on the fact that you guys are more than student athletes. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are sons. You're at some point going to be fathers, husbands, different people in your communities that are going to be creating positive change. And my biggest thing is, like, to be around you guys, to work with you all daily. It truly is a blessing to be here in this position, and just thank you for your time.
Thank you, Freddie.
Appreciate it.